Okay, so next concept here is conversion by using API approach. Whenever there is a larger volume of data and whenever there is a quick response is required, so at that time we can go with the API, application program interface. So these APIs are our ready-made code provided by Oracle. Okay, so you can easily find it out APIs in this integrated SOA gateway wherever you found the open interfaces. So you can go here. Here you have a like responsibility integrated SOA gateway. If you know one conversion, the second conversion will be very easy because you know the process, right? So first straight away you can go integrated SOA gateway. Right now I am giving example here, that is price list conversion. Okay. In case of API approach, there are only two stages. File to staging is common. And the second step is directly we are dumping into base tables. There is no interface concept here, remember. In case of API approach, there is no open interface approach. This is a second method of doing conversion. So first we have already seen that is a supplier, that is open interface, this is an API. So the difference between open interface and API is in API code is already written in advanced PLSQL. Performance wise it is better. And response time is also very quick. And larger volume of data, if we are loading, then at that time also we can use API. And as well as if you are loading at one place, and if you want to take backup in other place quickly, at that time also APIs are preferable. We'll use both in the company, API as well as open interface. So price list case, like I'm going with a module here that you know already, like quality pricing, that comes under the suite here, order management suite, advanced pricing. Whenever you are searching APIs, definitely you have to use PLSQL because APIs are written in the code written into the PLSQL. That's why. Go. Then here is the place. These are all the APIs which you can use. For modifiers, one thing, for currencies. But right now I am using QP price list pub API. That's called as a public API. It is. Okay. Click on this public API. And in this process price list is the one another, see, which is used to create, update or delete the price lists. Click on this. It's not allowing. I have logged into my user Ravindra. I think it's not because I logged in. No. I have logged in my user. Another IP address it is. So whenever you open in a second place, it will exit automatically in the old place. Right now, this is my own user. On the day I faced issues with the application, that's why I've used your user. Okay. This is the one. If you click on this process price list, so there are certain arguments are there here. Out of all these arguments, first 7 are by default for every API. This many. So without this API parameters, you cannot run the API. And out of 7, the 4 are input arguments. See, the IN means here input, output, API version number, initialize message list. In most of the cases, it will have a values here, see, true or false. And API return status it is unexpected, failure, success. These are all the various statuses we have. And message count, how many number of messages we got, what was the actual message data. So these are all the parameters. See, in a sequence only we have to pass all this. First API version, how many number of times it is modified, initialize message list, return values, commit. All the P means parameter, 4 input parameters, and these are all the 3 output arguments it is. Okay. Now the rest of the parameters also mandatory. These are all related to, see, REC means record type it is. You know the difference between record type and table type in PLSQL? This is a record type, see, this is a table type, and this is a table, these are all, and this is a record type again. So the output record corresponding to the column in the price list header table. You can read these messages, you can come to know. And you must know the difference between PLSQL record type and table type. Any idea what is the difference?
Table type holds the whole thing.
Hmm.
Including columns and the data types.
Okay, how about record type?
The particular one record. One row.
So whenever you have a time, what you can do, you can go with the record type. That's just table type. You must execute one example practically. Then only you'll be able to come to know here. See, somewhere you can check here. This is the one. Definitely, you need to read this. It is important. So the whole example you need to practice. It may take half day. I am okay. See, record type means it's a group of related data items stored in the field. Group of means like customer name, or if you talk about price list name, customer, price, everything. Each with its own name and data type. So different data types, not only single data type. You can think of a record as a variable that can hold a table row or some columns from a table row. So you can read this, how we can declare it, and example, different, how we can access all this. Definitely you should learn, you need to work all this. And table type means here, see, both PL/SQL table types. That means index by tables, table types have the same structure and their row accessed using the subscript notation. So they mentioned about this PL/SQL table type, record type, but they have not given a difference. Difference somewhere you can find out. Yeah, this is the difference. If you go through this article, you will come to know. Okay. For header record, we'll take record type. For lines, we can go with the table type. It is. We have header and lines, right, in price list. Now, anyway, so as of now, I told you only one point, that is, what is the API name and its list of parameters. So list of parameters we have already seen. Overall, 7 parameters are there. Out of 7, 4 input arguments, 3 output arguments. So the API return status will have 3 values: success, failure, unexpected. That's the return status value. Rest, commit means we are giving a true, that's it. And these are all true or false only, majority of the cases. And the rest of the records, you no need to buy out all this, okay? But you have to give as an input arguments all this. These are all the parameters only, okay? Now, so by using this API, what you can do? QP price list pub, here itself they have mentioned. Use this API to create, update, and delete all the DML operations we can do. Okay. We can load n number of price lists into Oracle applications. Now we got to know there is one API to load the price list. So now next is what it is. From staging to in a base table, if you want to transfer, this is the one. Instead of open interface, we have to use this. The rest of the steps are same, like to create a table. Once you get a files, we have to create a table, then we can use SQL loader to load the data into staging table. And before calling API, what you have to do, you have to call a package. In that package, majorly what you need to do, you need to write a validation. Then after that, error handling. Got it? And then insert into interface table, but there is no interface table here, API only direct. These two things we can do. So first see the file. All two steps we are going to perform. It may not take more than half an hour. As you know the process. So first is here what it is, file. These are all the three files. Headers, lines, and then attributes. So first of all, price list, where are they? Which responsibility? Correct. Last time in O2C and all you have practiced, correct? So here is the place. F11, control F11. There are n number of prices. Price list is not only corporate, guys. So 96 price lists are there. If you want to load 9,000 price lists, then you cannot load manually. Okay. Definitely, you have to load by using PLSQL only. These are all already created by someone or given by Oracle. Here one-to-many relationship. So one is here master record, that is the base tables are here is what it is. If you go inside of this, let's go anyway, we'll verify. QP list headers is the base table. F4 script here. Where is the place? QP list headers TL. We go script. Then check. Okay, QP list headers TL or QP letters B, whatever it is. If you are working with a multi-language, then we can go with the TL it is. If not, you can go with the B also fine. Just press F4 only, you can come to know. This is the table. And this table is what it is. It's base table. Okay. Not only one table here. We have multiple tables. One is lines, that is QP list lines. And one more attributes also there. Overall three, like supplier, here also three base tables are there. So this is the base table. There is no history here. You will have to add. Then only it will give history. So the table here is QP pricing attributes. Overall three base tables. So before starting any conversion code, you must gather all this data. API name and base tables. Tell me base table name. QP quality pricing list. Correct. And one more QP pricing attributes. That's it. So this is the initial information, right? Now you can go with the first thing. Address file I am saying. If you look at here, you can give anything. Just for identification, I'm giving this. There may be thousands of records. This is only one record I'm taking. And these are all already headers. So Y means we are taking columns. Y means, and this is a mandatory column. And these three we should skip while loading the data. So for skipping, there is a command here, options command. In the control file, you can check. These options. The purpose of options is whenever you are giving the input file, we need to skip the first rows only. So we cannot skip fourth row or we cannot skip second row. Randomly not possible. Or we cannot skip from bottom 100 records or from bottom 50 records. No, possibility is not there. Only one way, one direction it is possible. So to skip only one record, then we have to give here option skip is equal to numeric one it is. Let's say this file you already loaded today, 500 records. 501 onwards you need to load, then you have to skip is equal to 500. Like this. For repetitive loading also, we can use this options skip command it is. Skip is used to skip the rows. For columns, there is other command is there that I'll tell you. Okay. And this is for multi-language, other language like Arabic language, French language, non-English. So we can use this character set it is. So this fixed copy paste only for Windows environment. Say WE8 ISO 8859 P1. This is a code copy paste you can do. And ampersand one is for parameter. If any records already there in this particular table, we are truncating it. So instead of truncate, we have other options. You will be able to tell me other commands. Delete in case of a control file, not Oracle SQL. Insert is the one correct. Replace is the correct. One more. One more. Think you are not practiced or what? Control file. Append. Okay. So these are all the 4 options we have. Delete option is not there. Okay. Now truncate into table name. This replace not required, right? Why again? Fields terminated by, optional enclosed by, trailing null calls. All the 3. I already told you for any conversion, these are all the 3 copy paste mandatory. What is the purpose of fields terminated by here is in your file, if you open with the notepad, you can come to know how the fields are separated. First field separator. Separator is what it is in this case, comma. So sometimes we can see pipe symbol. Pipe. That is based on the third party system, like that. In this case, most majority of the time, you will get comma only. That's fine. I think I no need to explain this control file, right? Just column mappings I have given. And this is constant. If you want to load by default column value, we can use the default constant keyword it is. In case of a PLSQL and all, we'll use default keyword, right? For input parameters. But in this case, it is keyword is constant. If you want to load by default any value, we can use the constant keyword it is. These are all the these many not required, but just to save time only we have used like that. Are you okay with this? What newly added compared to earlier? This is newly added. And there's a new thing. And one more. Correct, correct. Now let's proceed. Here, files with us, staging table also. Like you need to create actually, but here I'm giving These are all separate SQL files. Dot SQL files means you can execute through Unix also. Earlier we have seen TXT, DAT and all, right, in this case. These are all the table. Let's see if table is not there, we may need to create. Someone has created. Is there any data in that? Someone has created. Okay, let's rename all these files. Control files. These three we need to move it to server and register as a program. Go to WinSCP. Which module we need to go? Quality pricing, right? QP. So which folder? Correct. Bin directory. In bin directory, what are the files we can keep? Is Unix files also we can keep. See, do you see any bin here? You can create also. There is a directory. Usually DBS will create it, or it is integrated with the order management. You can put it in ONT also. Order management means ONT. Short form of order management is ONT. Then bin directory. So here is the place you can keep your file. Okay. Folder name. Yeah, these are all already registered into application. If you go here, application developer, then application register. So here is a place. If you check here, order management. So the short name here is ONT only we have to take. So there is no short name of OM. See, not there. Not there it is. For order manager, it is fixed. That is ONT. They have created like this. You need to come here and check. Let's say for inventory module. Check inventory, what is the path? Is INV on. For cash management, it is C. It's supposed to be CM, right? But no, they have taken like this because all the tables are started with the CEO only. Cash management. Those are all the other modules. Now you can go here. So first, what we can do, we'll keep the file into bin directory. Then we'll register as a concurrent program it is. We already moved the programs here. All the three we need to register as a programs quickly. I'm registering all the three at a time, okay? Conversion to it is, right? We have to follow the naming conventions. Your files are constantly located into one particular directory, you can pass here. Now next. Headers over, attributes over, right? Now next headers. Is that correct? No, right? We attached wrongly. You can press this for new record. That's it. All the three programs completed. Now next is request group. For request group, we don't know, right? For order management, you can go to responsibility. We have to check here initially. There's a request group name, that is OEM concurrent programs. Yeah, anything, okay. Same request group is attached to multiple responsibilities. You need to check here all this. These are all the three, it seems, right? Price is loader. C2, right? This is better. Let us load up. Lines load up. How about pricing by mistake C1 we gave here? Is it correct or this one, right? By mistake.
Yeah.
Keep all the tables at one place and verify whether the data is there or not. Better remove whenever you are practicing, remove the old data or else keep as it is. Somewhere you can see commit symbols. Desktop, auto commit, where it is.
Start. Outside.
There must be some symbols, right? Rubber stamp symbols here somewhere. No, auto commit is different here. Database. Desktop, where it is.
Above start.
Here. No, this is different. Auto commit is different. No, somewhere here you can see. 1 second. I can type also commit, but I just wanted to click that button. Yeah, these type of buttons, it will appear over here. Yeah. Commit. So now you can see auto commit is different. That is DBA will set it up. Okay. So this commit executed means you have to explicitly commit that. So we can enable this button somewhere. There is no option here. These two buttons has to appear in this toolbar. Let me see whether is there any place to add. That's okay. That's a different story. So now
How to decrease the font size over here?
font size, you can go to editing options, display, and here is the place you can modify this text. Not improved, right? Behavior. This one. This one. Highlighting. Okay. So whatever we have changed earlier is that is for output window font it seems, correct? Now next. Data table data. Then commit it here, explicit commit. Now lines. I want to make sure all these tables got empty. Okay, so now there is no data remains here, all deleted. Go to this one. So we already have files into bin directory and we registered as a programs also, and staging tables also empty. Now we need to submit these programs sequentially. So usually to submit programs sequentially, there is an option here in the system administrator itself, concurrent set it is. So we are submitting by using a wizard based, and that two programs has to submit sequentially or parallelly. At once also we can submit multiple programs. So sequentially, then what would you like the set to do when a request ends with a status as an error? So we have to come out immediately. So that's what it is. By default, it has taken abort processing. Now next, set name here, price list. And then application name, order management. Instead of submitting manually, it has to submit automatically. Then next. Now read this. When would you like your request output files to print? Immediately it is. Not the after entire set. No. So immediately, as soon as program finishes, it has to give the output here. We need to debug that. Next. And whatever the programs are there, right? That you have to give here. Headers. Lines. That is attributes. Three programs, finish it. Your request set has been created and saved. Many advanced options for your set have been defaulted. That's why we'll prefer a wizard based. If you wish to change these options, you may do using this form. So you can modify also, but right now not required. So this is the price list name. You can rename also. See, I renamed. And you can end this. If you don't want to use from tomorrow onwards, you can end this price list. Okay. Now, whenever you are submitting a program from your order management, instead of each program individual submission, you can submit this set it is. Sorry, again we did a mistake. So we have to use set. If it is a single program, we have to use single request. If there are group of programs, usually in conversions and in XML dependencies reports, definitely we'll use this request set it is. Click on this. Now your set name. See all programs. Definitely we have to give parameters, because these are all mandatory parameters. Make sure the data here you are passing. You can keep your own name. So whatever you are passing, the same thing, it must be joined to the line table also. So if you give one name in header file, other name in line file, no, it will not work. Okay. It's a master detail in any master detail relationship. So we'll have to make sure here the proper data. Whoever given these three files, the data was wrong actually in all the three files. That's it. These three file names we have to give along with the extension. Otherwise, it will not be able to recognize this. So all the three programs it is going to call one by one. It's error. Address lines okay. First check the log. One row loaded. There are no errors. Two rows loaded. This is error. We need to check. Unable to open a file. Okay. So this file, whatever you have taken is, it is not there in the file. It's wrong. Okay. The file name we have taken is a wrong. That is our mistake. This file, right? First, let me identify the name of the program. Is there, right? Okay, maybe here double space is there, right? That could be a problem. Request set we have to modify now. There must be an option here, right? It's not enabled. Maybe some setup required. See, there is no delete option here to modify. What we will do for time being, or we can end it this. Let's see. It is asking new wizard again. Yeah, it's there here. Okay. I'm giving the same thing for identification. This code I'm saying, okay. So this is where we can define or we can modify. So here also it should enable this delete option. If not enabled, you can intimate to your system administrator. Okay, so I'm going to submit manually this one because we wrongly attached. Just for attributes only. Still, it is not showing, is it? Maybe we have not added to request group. Request group name. In the organization, you no need to face difficulty. Whatever the module it is, single custom application will be there, not related to module specific. Check here, 2 rows loaded. Okay, all the 3 files now we loaded into the staging tables. Now second will start here, that is package. Okay, so in this package validations we'll do. Most of the cases, what are the validations we require here is whatever the data is there in this, based on that only we have to check. First of all, price list name. If it is already there in the database, then next time it will not allow you to load it. So duplicate checkup we have to do here, whether the value is there or not in the database. Now, in the same way, currency code. So currency enabled or not, or currency activated or not in the GL currency, like supplier also we have checked, right? So whatever the data presented in this, just check like this. Only in header table, 2 columns we have to validate. Currency column, then description not required. Measure of the case, description we no need to validate because that is their own description, right? Now name of the price list as well as currency of the price list. These 2 columns we have to validate. And in the same way, line level. Line level check, modifier code we can validate. And in the same way, where is the item? Check item. Check in attributes then. Yeah, item validation here. Item number, we have taken an existing item. For this item only, we can add the price list. And one more profile option is there. If you go to pricing manager responsibility, here is a place, this button is there, right? So this button will be controlled by a profile. Okay, so profile name here is QP source code. For example, here, you can go to system administrator, profile, system, and your user, for which user you would like to restrict this, operations user. And then profile name here is QP. Correct, source code. In O2C we have seen, right, already? This one. QP source system code. This profile option we have to enable from backend, not from front end. So from backend, if you want to enable, there is a profile, there is a way actually. So that way I'll show you now. So for every PLSQL procedure, if you want to register into application, there are two parameters required. One is error buff, other one is red code. Red code will have a 3 values, 0 for normal, warning, 2 for error. Okay. Now, these are all table type, record type. You have to read today at any cost. The difference, how it is allocated values. Otherwise, I cannot make you to understand all this. Now, before calling API, we have to initialize this. Okay. For initialization, another API is there. So that API is called as this one. Okay. FND Global is a package. FND Global initialize, apps initialize. So without, if you comment this, your API will fail. Okay, your API will not be able to run. This is for which user ID, for which responsibility ID, under which application, under which login it is. So all are variables here. X means variable. So how we are populating this value series by using FND profile. Just go up little. These are all the values. FND profile is a package. Through this, if you logged into application by using operations user ID, it will come. So if you log in with CP Brown user, then Brown user ID will come automatically. That is the greatest advantage with the profile option. The values will be dynamic and it will come from an environment. And this is for responsibility, this is for application ID, this is for org ID, and this for login ID. All 5 we are X is a variable here. So this variable you no need to pass. Your system only will pass the values to it. So how it will pick up the value is by using FND profile.value. Okay, clear? Now I told you one point here, that is how to initialize the API by using this one. Okay. Is this point clear? So how are you getting user ID, REST ID, application ID? Right, correct. Second point it is. And how to enable a profile option from application by using this system administrator. So, but in this case, how we are enabling here is by using FND profile.put it is put. If you want to enable any profile option from PLSQL, the package name is FND profile.put. QP means quality pricing here. And this is for organization ID, QP organization ID. And this is for order fulfillment. Overall, 3 profile options I am enabling, but this is enough. These 2 additional setups we have done. Okay. Now for loop started. These are all small things I don't need to explain. For loop syntax, because we already spent a lot of time in supplier. And how to validate any name is by using count function. If matches, count function will be definitely greater than 1. Then definitely it is a duplicated. Then currency code, how we validate this is a small anonymous block. Okay, error flag, error message. And this is a line loop it is. These are all the defaulted values. In the lines, we are checking unit of measurement. As of now, 3 validations we have done. Name of the price list, currency of the price list, and one more is unit of measurement. Unit of measurement is each, right? We have seen, right, already. That's only 3 validations in this case. In supplier, we have seen 30 validations, right? But here only 3 validations. And this is the package. For this package, I told you already 7 parameters mandatory. These 7. These 7 we are passing as a mandatory parameters. True or false only, see. By default, global variable false. This is by default true. And API will have 3 statuses as I told you. Success, failure, unexpected U. And these are all the parameters. These parameters, how we are populating is the question. How we are populating is go up here. These are all the just simply assignment only, all this. Now, once API is success, if return status of API is success, then it is good. If it is as well as we have to process update as a process record, the staging table. If not, or if errors are more, then we can use here FND message for .count and get. This is for error handling. In case of a supplier, we have seen supplier intersections, error table. Correct, but in this case, there is no error table. For API error handling, API only we have to use. That API name is FND message for .count and get. Okay, if there are more messages, for loop is required here. Why for loop is API will give n number of errors. That all errors we have to concatenate it. That's why for loop is required. To process multiple error messages, we can use this for loop. Then if something goes wrong, then we have to update as a error record it is. This is very easy actually, correct? APIs are very easy. Again, I'm saying just important points only will focus. The first point is what it is. This one. How to get user ID dynamically by using this. Second one, how to enable a profile option from PLSQL by using this FND profile.put it is. And these are all I don't need to explain. Simply we are putting a log message, printing it is like DBMS output. And this is for error messages initialization, like how we initialized this package, right? Before calling API, how we initialized it. Same way for errors also we have to initialize. If you don't initialize, API will not work. And there are 3 validations: name validation, currency, right? Correct. Unit of measurement. After this, there is a API call. API call means mention the API name and pass the parameter. That is called as API call. No need to use insert into interface table. That is another approach. So API return status is success, then it is very good. And we have mentioned as a successfully executed. And once it is successfully executed, the staging table also we have to make it as a processed. In case of a supplier, how we have done? We update as a C, right? C means completed. Every time you have to compare with the supplier conversion while working with this so that you can come to know. If more errors, what we have to do? We need to introduce for loop, and to handle errors, we can use this. That's it. Hardly it is 300 lines code. Yeah.
That will be based on the validation.
Validations only, correct. But still again, we are validating. Mostly we are validating only. Any setup related data dependency, those type of errors will get. Take this, if it is not there, we need to register as a program. So someone has registered already, go to body here. See, specification, body, both are there. Okay, here itself you can find out. And you can save also. If you want to take a backup, you can save. So you don't need to copy paste. Saving is there, yes. It will save somewhere. See, if you save in local machine, you can see here, this one. It will store as a separately package specification as well as body. This is where we can take a data backup. Check if it is already registered by someone. So follow your own naming conventions. How to compile is F5 command we can use. F5. First of all, check the tables are correct or not inside. Someone may customize this. I think we have not changed any tables, right? Structure name of the name of the table and all. Then no worries. View log. Read this message. API executed started. These are how it is printed here is by using this. Your package, where is the notepad? Yeah, here. Because of this summary. By using fnd file output line, we have printed. That's why it is giving all this information. API executed successfully. That's why it is returning status is yes. So what are the possible values in this is success, failure, unexpected. Unexpected is U. That's it. It will not give anything. V output. See, output also not showing. Finally, you can check in a staging table as well as base table, whether it is a processed or not. Status column will be here is, can you check? It is. So how it is getting updated, processed is, if you just observe, somewhere we can check because of this. For every record, we have to update as a processed. If everything goes fine. If not, we have to make it error. Here also we can see record status is C, null, like supplier, but this is another way of writing code. Okay. So check in the front end application, price list, or backend is also fine. Table name P, right? Check the data is there or not. Yeah, today we successfully created one record. The name of the where is the name? Column name. Name only, right? Price list. Result. So I checked in B, but that's a base table. This is the view. That's why it is there. ITM attribute triple H. Clear? So this is the way you can load it. I took only one records. What you can do for your satisfaction, just use 50, 30 records with the name. Your test attribute triple H, right? Just increase it like this. 80 records you can load. Okay. If it works for one record, then definitely it works for other records also. For simplicity, I took only one record. But in the organization, if someone asks you how many price lists you have loaded, you have to say 2000 records, 3000 records, 7000 records, like that you have to say. Not one or two. For one or two, you don't need to use this much package. Simply you can go to your module, that is Oracle Pricing Manager Global, and you can create quickly in 1 minute. Okay. So whatever the API we have used is to load from backend, not through front end. So my explanation is over for this price list. Any doubts?
So if the item is already there in the other price list, then it is,
No. It will allow.
means it, the item can-
Same price list, it will not allow. You are adding at line level, right? So no worries. Okay. So this code I worked in almost 2014, right? But same, there is no single line changed. So do not feel that it is a old code, okay? Not even single column modified. Same as it is, it will work in any project. I worked in on other project, same code as it is, I'm explaining you. I did not modify any single line. Even version changes also, it will not modify. It will be useful here. Okay. Any doubts, guys, online?
Madhu, do you have questions for this conversion?
Yeah, we'll prepare. Questions are there, see. I think questions
Okay,
I
okay,
get 1 second, I'll show you.
okay.
Okay, I'll just send it to you. FAQ file, there are
Yeah, it's okay, no problem.
more than 300 FAQs are there.
Okay, no problem. Just you can upload in Drive or just send it to me.
Yeah. Here itself, I'll show you.
Okay.
These are all. So many questions are there, all scenario-based questions, SQL, PLSQL.
Okay, okay.
I think more than
Here
350
only
are there.
it included all right, means conversion and all
Yes,
extension.
only
conversion.
questions, no answers here.
Okay, no problem. But just you can upload this in Drive
Mhm.
for practice purpose.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So where we can get that file option that for practicing this conversations?
You mean sample file?
Yeah, the zip file what you have extracted, right?
Hmm. Okay, may I know who is speaking?
This is Minchana here.
Okay, the files I already uploaded, right? Same drive we are using, correct? Google Drive?
So I don't have
think
any
I've already-
access for that.
1 second. No, access I have not given to anyone, simply the whole drive access I have given. So many emails, I'm got confused. 1 second. So this drive you are not accessing,
No, I don't have.
then how are you practicing all other cycles? See, all the codes, everything is there here. So keep handy this particular drive, it will not change. Okay,
Okay.
so this drive, you can see all the practice related files. Fine.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Any more doubts, guys?
Thank you.